Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome again to the 5th episode of your favorite series, Lights, Camera, On Air. I'm really excited about today's episode. I cannot believe actually that we already made it to the 5th episode already. We're already halfway there, and I'm so excited because it's been an amazing journey so far. And it's so good to see everyone. Well, I cannot see you, but it's so good to see that you're actually still here with us. Let us know in the comments, where are you watching us from? What time is it for you? I don't know. Talk to each other. We really like to read your comments. So let us know. How are you today? Happy Wednesday, happy Thursday for people in Australia. It's already 1 a.m. But we know there is an important audience for us there. We have our fans, yes. So welcome today to, again, Lights, Camera, On Air. So as you know, this show is produced from all the way from Mexico City. We have the Showcase Media Studios, and this show aims to connect people that are interested and are very curious about the world of video production, virtual events, broadcasting, but that they are like very new to this environment, so they want to learn more about it. They want to get more hands into how can they go that extra mile to improve their productions. So if you are here because of that, you are in the right place. So yeah, let us know where are you watching us from right now. Episode number 5 is so special to me because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics ever, which is called the secret sauce of video storytelling. Oh yes, I think that's a very hot topic, hot topic for me, because I over the last years I've been putting a lot of attention into how I want my videos to tell the stories, to connect with people, and believe me, today it's definitely one of my favorite topics to talk about. I can definitely, if it was for me, we would have we could talk like 1 or 2 or 3 hours in just one episode. So I hope that you're also very excited. That are helping me run this project. So first, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Omar Diaz. I am the proud founder of Showcase Media. We're a media production company, and I'm also the head of production here at Showcase Media. We're so happy. We also have Jorge backstage. He's been huge support helping us with the streaming side, like how can we take this event live. So I don't know if you can see him now. He is right there saying hi to the camera backstage, doing all his magic. Just like really a huge contribution he's doing. I don't know what he's doing back there, but I know he's has everything in order. I also want to talk about 2 special people, again, every episode, helping us a lot, episode by episode. Hello again. Okay, so I'm so sorry. It's too early for us. It's 8 a.m. in Mexico City, and for some reason, our devices are actually not haven't fully woken up. Yeah. So we just gave them some coffee to get ready to wake up. But it seems now that we are fine, right? Let me just confirm. Things are fine in the stream. Yes. Yes. Hello again. Okay, so this is what happens when like really live events, right? There's like some things we need to figure out last minute, but it seems we already figured it out, and things are working now. So don't worry. Thank you very much for your comments and for letting us know that there was something going on with the stream. But it seems we already are back in track. So if you allow me, I'm gonna start again, okay? Because it seems that the stream was frozen at some point, that you could hear me, but you could not see me, I don't know. But I think, because this is one of my favorite episodes, allow me to start again. So yeah, are we good? Amazing. Don't worry. This happens all the time, so it's fine. We're also embracing the world of virtual events, all right? So let's get started again. So as I was saying, Lights, Camera, On Air is it's an original series. Oh, I think I lost my. Oops, sorry. 1 second. Can you see my slides?
Just a second.
Yes.
Continue.
So as I was saying, I'm sorry, we're still figuring things out. So Lights, Camera, On Air is our show produced from Showcaser Media Studios. And we are aiming to connect people that are new to the world of virtual events, productions, broadcasting, and that don't know how to get started or where to find information. So we are trying to establish kind of like a two-way conversation with the audience, the people that are interested about these topics. And we want to help. It's been a very difficult year for everyone, and as like presential events really stopped all around the world, and people are embracing more the world of virtual events. We're trying to be helpful in a way that people can actually reach out to their audience. All right, so this is what Lights, Camera, On Air is all about. So again, welcome everyone. Thank you for staying here with us. We are actually, I think it seems to be working already, but thank you very much. Let us know where are you watching us from again. We're very curious always to see people from Australia, from Belarus, from India, from Malaysia joining the show, and also from Mexico. So we're very excited to keep growing our audience all around the world. So as I was telling, I think maybe, I don't know if you actually heard me, but today's episode, I'm very excited about it because we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics ever, which is storytelling. And today I'll be sharing you the secret sauce of video storytelling, right? And we prepared a very nice show for everyone. There's like very good things coming in. Starting first, I just want to introduce again the team that is behind the cameras, behind this project. I was introducing myself. My name is Omar Diaz. I'm the founder of Showcaser Media and also the head of production here. And also I'm your host of this show. So I was also telling you that this is the 5th episode. We are halfway. We are aiming to have this as a 10 episode, and we cannot believe all the things that have happened before. So yeah, it's been a huge and interesting journey. So I also want to introduce Jorge. I think, I just went to the next slide, but Jorge. Jorge is the creative director at Showcaser Media. And he also, yes, I think he's also more calm because, yeah, we were kind of losing it. But Jorge is the creative director. He's also helping us with master control back there. I think things are working fine already. We also have two very special people helping us a lot into how are we positioning our show across social media channels. So we have Danny and Ana Pau. Say hi to the camera. It's so nice to see you smiling. I know it's very early, but yeah, always there helping us make this. This is actually like a dream reality. So thank you very much for all your contribution and all your hard work. All right. So I was mentioning that we are still on the we still haven't achieved that 100 subscriber milestone, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So if you are there watching us, I don't know, and you still haven't subscribed, just make sure it's right there. The button, really, it's not even that far. So just hit the subscribe button and help us achieve the 100 subscriber milestone. All right. Okay, so I also was saying that some of the updates, I want to talk about the updates of what we do here in Showcaser Media besides this project, this live show. So just this weekend, we managed to host a virtual event from the studio to, I think, over 600 or 700 people in Mexico. And also I know that there's a lot of people around the world that watch this live stream on YouTube. So I just have some behind the cameras of the things, how it looked for us here. So here we see, you can see the studio, how we were preparing everything. And also how we were hosting different scenarios for this live event. So things went really, really nice. We managed to talk about our series to the audience. And I don't know, if there is someone that was here, that was present in that conference and now is here because we made some commercials of the series. And if you are here because of that, say hi. This is the show we've been talking about for so long over the weekend. Okay, so moving forward, let's talk about today's special guest. I'm just going to talk about a little bit because definitely we want to have enough time. But today's special guest she's one of my, definitely one of my, the person that I admire the most when it comes to video and storytelling. Her name is Natashia Shukla. She's currently the global social media manager at Isaac Global, yeah? Mm-hmm. And definitely, I've been saying this everywhere on my social media. I'm so excited because she's one of my favorite storytellers at this point. But we'll have her join for a very interesting conversation that definitely you don't want to miss. So yeah, let's just stay there. Now let's get started. As you know, we have made this documentary that tells the story of Showcase Media that is going alongside this series. So we are displaying 10 chapters in 10 episodes. So today is time for chapter number 5, which is called Evolution. And I was saying this just earlier that this episode is also this chapter is also very special because this episode marks the end of how we managed to build the concept that we wanted to build for Showcase Media. We actually didn't know back then that Showcase Media was going to be Showcase Media, but episode 1 to 5 tells the story of the things we wanted to embed into this project. And this episode is going to talk about the storytelling side of it. So I really hope that you enjoy it. Yeah, Jorge, let me know if things are fine now so we can just display chapter 5 Evolution to our amazing audience. Can you hear me, George?
It's okay.
Let me know if it's fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes? One day, you're learning how to put together your first video. Next thing you know, you're getting hired to produce a video for a global NGO. Wait, what? Steve Jobs once said, "You cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. So let's take a look backwards. Since that first video was created, I've been able to create over 100 videos. There's marketing videos, event after movies, product launch, testimonial videos, and so on. Sometimes I like to spend my nights going back to these videos and witness how my work has evolved, all the things I learned along the way, and how much I challenged myself to become better. A common trend I see in these videos is the storytelling within them. Before working on any video, I always ask to myself, if it was me looking at this video, what would I feel after I watched it? I truly believe storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the world today. Stories can help us build a connection, and a video with a great story in it has the power to change someone's life. If someone had told me back in 2016 that I would get the opportunity to produce a video for a global brand, I would have never believed it. So, when asked to create a new video for Isaac, I did not hesitate. A new opportunity to tell a story to the world was there, and I was committed to make the best out of it. In the end, we are facilitators of our own creative evolution. But evolution takes time and follows no schedule. Every day you are reinventing yourself, so you've got to make sure you're always moving forward. The video, This is Isaac, was a perfect way to end an 8-year story with this organization. But that's the thing about stories. The end of one story is simply the start of another. All right, so that was chapter number 5, evolution. How was it? Did you like it? I really liked it, and I'm telling this every episode after episode. So we are creating this episode like week by week, and definitely the more we move towards like what's happening currently, I'm more excited of like really just reaching to the finale. I don't know, I'm so excited. So I really hope that you really enjoy it. Let us know in the comments what do you think of it. So yeah, let me know. Now let's move forward to the next section, which is also one of my favorite sections, which is the space where we kind of share with you some of the secrets, some of like some insights or some hacks to the audience so that they can become better. So because we have been talking about a lot about storytelling, today I'm gonna share with you the 5 hacks to achieve a compelling video storytelling. All right, and I'm so excited because people that have talked to me, like they really like my videos because of the storytelling. I always wondered what was it about the stories in the videos I produced, and I made some research and like really what is it that people like, and then I found out that everything starts from the brain. And you maybe don't know this, but definitely storytelling starts affecting your brain in the beginning, and that's why we are able to connect. So I just want to share a bit on like how this happens. So I found this graphic that explains how storytelling affects the brain. Yes, and as we hear stories from people, our brains are working in a very, very strange way. We are liberating a lot of hormones. Our brain is processing information that is helping us to either connect with the person that is talking this story, or is making us like mirror. Like I think that's the mirroring. It's a concept there. Mirroring is like we feel the story as if it was ours, because maybe it was something that happened to us as well some maybe years ago. So it's very strange that the stories affect our brain, and then it also affects the way we function after we hear the story. We can either cry about a story, or we can either be very, I don't know, critic about like a specific story. Just think about the news. When you hear the news and it's something that you don't like hearing because there is like not a very interesting topic, because it's like, I don't know, full of hate, then we react negatively. So that's our brain processing information, releasing hormones that are making us react in different ways, right? So moving forward, the first, one second. Jorge, chica tu teléfono, por favor. So the first hack that I want to give you is that one about functional storytelling. All right? Now, I've been talking about how storytelling affects your brain, and I just want to tell you that when creating a video and when using storytelling, you need to be able to pick the story that you want, right? So that you can be able to release the hormone that you wish in the person that you're talking to. And that's gonna make you get exactly the desired effects that you want. So I've been telling you, stories affect your brain. And if you wanna use storytelling in your videos, you can actually influence the way people behave after watching this video, okay? So the first thing, anyone can be a great storyteller, yeah, right? So the key is believing it. I wasn't born as a storyteller. This is something I just managed to work over the years. Second point is write down your stories, yes? When you write them down, you will realize, that you have more stories than you think, right? Next point is index your stories so you know which ones create laughter or empathy or intensity, right? Again, pick the story you want to release the hormone you wish in the person that you're talking to get the exactly desired effects that you want. Now, the second point is focus on the story. What is that message that you want to put out there? And what is that desired effect that you want? If you want people to buy a product or a service that you want, then how can you build that story so that people actually connect with what you're saying or what you're offering? The next point, also very important, you need to be able to define who you are talking to, define your audience, right? Make a segmentation. A video cannot be able to impact a lot of people. You need to start with a very specific niche. Who is these people that you want to talk about or that you want to talk to with that story that you want to put out there? And what are their similarities and characteristics that are going to actually make them connect with the story that you want to share? Also, a very important point that I actually use a lot in the videos I create is the atmosphere. You need to find ways to have that the right atmosphere. If you want to have a happy video, then you need to have like a very happy environment, a very good soundtrack that is going to make people react positively to that video. Right? So what mood do you need to have in place, and what are the feelings that you want to trigger from your audience? Okay, and that for this, a good soundtrack or maybe the way you are filming a specific shot is actually helping you set that atmosphere. The next thing is, once you define all these things in advance, then create your script. Write it down. What are the elements that you need overall besides the soundtrack, besides the footage that you need to record? You need to be as specific as possible so that once you have come up with all these elements that are going to compound your story, then it's all about the editing. But again, we also talked about editing before. So now you have your story. Now it's time to turn this story into a very powerful piece of video. All right, so with this, I finished the segment. Let's Get Hacky. I really hope that you enjoy it. And we're ready to move forward to the next section, which is our music break with Julia Samokina. So stay tuned, because actually this is going to be a very nice performance from her. So see you soon. Okay, so yes, that was us, Jorge and me dancing. Thank you, Julia, for inviting us over to dance unexpectedly. I remember we were just recording and then she was like, hey, just join and dance with me. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I mean, we are not the best dancers. I think we are better at doing different things, like maybe doing videos, but definitely dancing is not our our best asset. So I really hope that you enjoy it. Again, Julia Samokina, amazing talent. She's from Ukraine, based in Mexico. We've already have some calls, people asking, hey, where can I find this girl to play a show for us? You know where to call me, eh? You know where to find me. Again, later on we will be sharing on the credits her Instagram. Make sure to follow her. She's so great, an amazing talent. Whew. Okay, now let's move to the best section, definitely for this episode. This is a moment I've been waiting for a long time. I'm having my amazing special guest, Natashia Shukla, and I have before having her joining, I have some insights, or like some facts about her. So first, and she was sharing this with me. She's lived in 3 countries already, and she's about to move to the 4th one, which is about her job that she's gonna have very soon. She's also lived in 14 different cities in 23 years. Wow, that's also an amazing fact. She studied automobile engineering. She has a black belt in karate. She speaks 4 languages, and she says that she's already learning the 5th one. And I don't know if the fifth one is Spanish, because I just heard her saying some Spanish. So maybe the 5th one is Spanish. She also discovered her passion for storytelling as she was on an exchange with Isaac. Oh yeah, that was the branding, right? With Isaac. Nice. Nicely done, Isaac. And also, she makes videos and takes photos, but the way she prefers like storytelling is writing. And also a very random fact is that she often gets mistook for Latin American or Arabic. So yeah, I also can connect with that, because I also get as an Arabic when I go to Arabic countries. So I'm so happy. I just have a photo here of the time we met. Again, this is a photo I've been using for quite some episodes already. Natashia and me met back in 2017. We were again part of this showcasing team of a conference in Egypt. And actually, we were roommates. I don't know if she remembers, but we were roommates. I just recall we were roommates. And I don't know, it was so nice to see her, to meet her finally. And definitely an amazing person that she is. So let me know, Nat, are you there? Can you see me? Can you hear me fine?
I can hear you.
Amazing. How are you, Nat, today? How are you?
Hi. I'm really good. I'm really good. How are you doing? Thank you
I'm
so
good.
much for having me
I
here.
mean, it's been a very chaotic beginning of this episode. I think, my theory is that our devices were also very excited about this episode, about
Yeah.
storytelling, and they could not contain themselves. So maybe I think that's why they were just breaking all the way. But definitely, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Where are you in the world right now?
I am currently in India. I've been here for the last few months after I finished
Yes.
my last role in Portugal. So I'm like you mentioned, I'm moving to a 4th country now. So I'm waiting for my visa and everything. So just having some downtime, chilling,
In,
doing some remote work and stuff. And yeah.
yes. So is this 4th country the one I'm thinking? Canada?
Yes, it is Canada, and you have lived there actually. I just remembered.
Make
Wow.
sure to bring a very good jacket, because I know that you are used to cold weather, but
Yeah,
Canada,
I'm I'm
Canada,
very excited.
oh Canada.
I'm planning on it. Thank you
So
for that too.
I was talking to the audience about what you're doing right now. So I have this photo of you. Natashia Shukla, the social media manager at ISEC Global. But also one thing that surprised me a lot is like this next picture, which how many people are in this team? Like you lead a very impressive team. I think it's over 20 people.
Yes.
How crazy
Yes,
is that?
I think it's 22 people.
Oh my God. Are they
And
watching us right now?
I don't know. They
Maybe.
better be, otherwise they're fired. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's the most incredible team. They're from like 13 different countries, and together we manage the global social media of ISEC Global. So we have like 5 different social media platforms, and they're all divided into their teams, and we all work together. They are
Wow.
super creative, super amazing, and like I'm just super excited to see what they do with our social media.
Wow. I can still see few familiar faces from my years in ISEC.
Always.
Definitely. I'm so impressed that you are able to come up with this amazing team, like first of all, leading a remote team of 20 people. I mean, I can tell that could be something very challenging, but from what I've seen so far in the social media, I think it's been amazing job that you guys are doing. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Speaking of which, I wanted, you just recently, I think it was few months ago, it feels like
Yeah.
forever, but few months ago, you and your team were working on the new video, the new video of Isaac that
Yes.
I want to show it to the audience, and then we can just break it down. But I think from what I think, it was like definitely a way to talk about the current context that we were living. So
For sure.
definitely, I want to show it to the audience first. Let me know, Jorge, if you have it there. So let's just play it, and then we can just talk about it. But definitely
Okay.
a very nice video. All right, so
Let's do it.
play.
For the ones who can't remember what being free feels like. And for the ones that are finally free, but not sure what to do with this freedom. For the ones counting the days and watching from their window. For the ones who don't feel ready. And the ones who did nothing but prepare, practice, and smash those goals and finished all the courses. And the ones who literally finished Netflix. For the confident and the less so. For the ones who said, 2020 will be my year. For the ones already hopping on planes after taking all the security measures possible.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm tired. How are you?
For the ones getting their home office ready. For the ones who are excited for the future, and the ones scared of it. There is always a way to get ready for the future with Isaac.
Okay, so wow, this video, I remember the first time I saw it. For me, every time I see a video for the first time, I always pay attention. Okay, I want to see what's my reaction to this video. And I remember definitely there's a lot of elements of this video that I want to talk about with you, but definitely for me, it was like, wow, like it gives me hope that we are actually going to get out of this mess and that we're going to go back to normal. Nicely done, you and your team. Amazing job, definitely. But really, tell me, let's break it down. What were you thinking when creating this video?
Okay. So actually, I wanted to start by asking how you felt when you first saw it. So thank you for telling me already. I think like when the idea for this project came around, I was working with Radesh Man, who is the global head of marketing for ISEC right now, and also my predecessor, soon to be.
Yes.
And what we were thinking was that right now, like everywhere in the world, things are different, right? Like in some places, people are still in lockdown. In some places, like it's getting back to normal. In some places, it was always normal, or like, it never felt like anything changed. But like, no matter where you were in the world, it's like your lives were being affected by the pandemic. And our question was, how can we connect young people in this time? And like, what are young people thinking right now? And we were looking at a lot of data and statistics, looking at the fact that 1 in 6 young people lost their jobs since the pandemic started. So there was a lot of desperation and just uncertainty about the future and stuff like that. And our question was like, how does ISEC come into play to this? Because ISEC as an organization, for the people who know it, we essentially develop leadership in people by sending them on exchange. And when you cannot travel internationally, most countries can't send people on exchange. So our question was, how can we adapt what we are doing to help young people get ready for the future? That's where the idea came from. And then Rajesh worked on this beautiful script that you just saw. And then I did a bit of fine tuning in it and then went on to create it. So I think the first thing that you notice, the first element, which I think makes this video what it is the story itself, the script behind. So what were we trying to say? Like, what were we trying to make the audience feel? And like you said, it made you feel hopeful, right? Like everything's going to be okay again. That was our starting point. So I put that in the center. I was like, okay, it's a hopeful video. It makes you feel good, like somebody understands what I'm going through. But also they tell me that there's, brighter times ahead.
Yeah.
So everything that we made for the video ahead was all aligned to that feeling. So the visuals, if you look at the video, they seem very intimate. It's like you're watching people in their homes, in their beds, on their commute and stuff like that, and it feels like you're there with them. No, so I think that's the feeling I wanted to create. Like you're watching these people because like everybody was in a way going through the same thing, even if they were in different contexts. The second part was the music. So we wanted to get music that like makes you just, very absorbed into the story. So let's say that you're scrolling on your feed and you come across this and like for a minute and a half, you just pause everything, you drown it out and you just watch the video. That's how the music was intended to be. And then finally we had the voiceover, right? Which was done by my incredible friend Farah, who also works with me in the GST. She's from Jordan. She's amazing. And her voice was just perfect for it because I wanted the voice to sound like it's empathetic. And at the same time, it sounded like you're talking to a friend,
Yeah.
So I think no matter who's listening to it, it's like you just feel like she's just talking to you. And so that's what we started with when we came together for this video. And I think all these elements meshing together just made it very, very powerful for us. And in the beginning, it was like, let's see how this goes and so on. But then it was received so well by the audience. It's being translated into different languages and people are posting it in their own languages in their ISEC entities. So we've been really, really happy with the response we've got for it.
Yeah, I know as a fact that in Mexico or like in Latin America, there is a Spanish version.
Yeah.
So definitely, that was my first impression. It's like, wow, it's me. It's talking to me, and it's telling me that, like we're still away from like finishing this mess we're in, but there is hope, and definitely very good job, amazingly done, you and your team,
Thank
and
you
also
so much.
Rajesh, for sure. Rajesh has to be there. Now I wanna go back in time, and I wanna ask you, why did you start making videos in the first place? When was the moment, and for how long have you been doing this?
Okay. I think I have to take you back in time, like way, way back when I was a kid. So I think I remember like my very first interaction with stories was when I was a little kid. And my grandfather used to tell me like bedtime stories, no? So I remember so clearly being like, 2, 3 years old, I would go lie in bed, he would sit next to me, and then he would like tell me all these stories before I went to sleep. And it's like his words, they painted pictures inside my mind, So I remember them so well. And then growing up, like we always had a camera in the house because my dad was always into photography, into videography and so on. So I was always fascinated by it. And then I think when I was a teenager, my dad got me my first camera. But it was always a fun hobby. It was like, I like these little buttons, let's see what we can do and stuff like that. I didn't really think much about it. But then ISEC happened, like for most of the people watching and for yourself as well, I bet. I was on my exchange with ISEC in Poland. This was back in 2016, which was the first time I said, wow, like I want to make something out of these images that I'm clicking, these videos that I'm making, because I can't just let this sit on my hard drive and just like, be there for the rest of the time. I want to make something out of it. And at the time, like, I didn't even know how to work with, videos and stuff like that. I made the video on Windows Movie Maker. You can still find it on my channel. I don't recommend watching it. It's very, very bad, but it's still there because it's a special memory, you know. And then I realized, like, you know, moving forward in the next few years, that like I want to make these videos and I want to be able to document my life for myself. So when I'm like, you know, 70 years old, or, you know, when I'm 64, like the Beatles song, I want to be able to look back at my life and like see what it was like, what I was thinking when I was 23, what were my thoughts, what were my fears, what did my life look like, who were the most important people in my life, and what experiences did I have. So that's where it came from. And then in the last couple of years, I came across this one quote. Don't remember where I saw it, but it stuck with me, which said that you should live your life like it's a movie that your future self is watching. So you should make it good. And that stuck with me so much because like it pushes you to live better, you know? Like you imagine, how would I want to live this day if I'm like, you know, looking back on my life and I want to see what I did with it? Would I want to just like, you know, stay in bed and, you know, watch a TV series? Do I want to like go and experience life in whatever way it might be? So I think that's what motivates me. And that's where it all came from, to just have a gift for my future self, and be able to document my life for, you know, the years to come.
I was just reacting to what you were saying. A gift to my future self, and I think that encapsulates the reason why I'm doing videos. And I think I talked about this on episode 1. I also had that thing, like I want to make videos because I want to be able to remember how I was back then, no? So definitely, I told you it was going to be an amazing conversation. We're starting with the best way possible. Now, I wanna also show the audience. I think I don't know if it's for you, but for me, one of the best videos I've seen from you. I'm gonna show it first, and then we can just talk about it. So
Let's do it.
Let's do it, Jorge.
I'm going to Tunisia. This view, it's really amazing. Hola, papacito.
Nat, this video was also amazing. And before I ask you the question about the elements that you take into consideration when making a video, first of all, I see again a lot of familiar faces. If you watched us last week, we had Monique. Monique is right there in that video as well. A lot of familiar faces, but let me tell you what I felt back then. It made me feel that I was there with you. That even though I was not there, I was like there, like with you, like having fun, taking pictures, memories. definitely this video was so special to me because first of all I recognize the people in the video, but also the way you capture the music. So before I want to give that to you, tell me what elements do you take into consideration when making a video like this one?
Okay. So I think like starting with that particular video, it's I think one of my favorite videos I've ever done. Because it was just so much fun, you know. I think what I wanted to do was just capture exactly what was happening and what it felt like. So the story behind that one was that we all of us were together for we were together in the event showcasing theme of a conference, and we were coming together to showcase it. So all of us traveled to Tunisia for 2 weeks, and we were all coming from different countries. None of us had ever been in Tunisia before, and what we experienced there was just like it was amazing. It was all this like great food, amazing sunlight. It was beautiful, beautiful country, amazing people. So this was all taken like behind the scenes while we were working, while we were doing all the showcasing. This was all happening behind the scenes, and all of us had our cameras because we're all creative people, no? So it was just all those moments together. So actually, for this video, I never told anybody that I'm creating it. I went back, I traveled back to Poland. I was living in Poland at the time. And after like 2 weeks of it or something, I just made it and I surprised everybody. And they were like, oh my God, I was not expecting that. And like, they just got hit with this flashback and everything. And when I was creating this particular video, like I wanted it to look like a flashback, like what it looks like in my head. So if you look at it, you will see that like, the colors, how it's, paced and everything, it's all kind of like you're looking at a memory. And that's why it feels so vivid and it feels like you're there. So whenever I'm creating a video, the element that I like to start with, my favorite one, is the feeling. So I feel like I put that in the middle of everything before I start, even like, with the idea of what it's going to be, what the story is, what the music is going to be. I always start with the feeling. And for this video, it was nostalgia. I wanted it to feel like, that you were there and you're looking back on a memory. And that comes in the middle. So I imagine myself, sitting down after the video is done, watching it, and what would I want to feel? What would I want the audience to feel? The people who were there in the video, the people who are watching it for the first time, the people who don't know me and have never seen anything of, my work before. So I start with the feeling. And I think everything else, all the other elements just arrange themselves around it. So the second thing that I like to look at is, okay, I have the feeling. Now, what is the audio or the sound or the music that is going to convey this feeling for me? So I look for the perfect music. And usually it's like, I do not stop until I have the perfect song that just fits. And I think you know something about that because I know you're very, very particular about choosing your music and you're so good at it. So it's like the music is such a key element because, you put like a scary song with that video and you will get a different kind of feeling. Or like, you put like a mysterious song and you would get a different kind of feeling. So I align the music to what I want the audience to feel. And then, of course, there's other sound effects and stuff to make the video feel a bit more like three-dimensional. So you get like a little bit of the laughter that was happening or a joke somebody made or, like the sound of running or ocean waves or whatever. So you get those little moments that like, make you feel like you're actually there. You're like, watching it in 3D and not just like watching a production of it or something. So that's the audio aspect. And then comes in like the visual aspect of the video part itself. So depending on the feeling you want to create, the music you have, it's like, what kind of videos do you want to have in there? So what is the lighting going to be like? What is the atmosphere going to be like? Do you want like a lot of sunlight and like, just like joyful feelings, or do you want like a bit more darkness and you want to make it feel a bit more like, moody or mysterious or whatever? And with this one, of course, as you can see, it was like very, very bright, very vibrant, just like, good times. It just makes you feel good vibes. So that's like the next element. And like, I think everything else plays a role in that, like the color grading that you do, or how, how many shots you use and stuff like that as well also creates an influence on that. And then you have like the pacing. So how are you arranging it all in like a sequence? How fast are the shots moving? And how are the transitions happening? And that also influences like the nature of video that you want to create. So those are like I think the next three elements. And then the final one comes in, which is the story. So I think a lot of video creators and storytellers like to start with the story, but I think for me it comes in the end. It's like I can imagine all these perfect elements coming together around the feeling, and then I go like, okay, what is the story I want to tell here? Do I want to, have a narrative and have a voice over or something, or do I want to keep it mysterious and just let people wonder like what were they doing, what was going on there? So that's where the story comes in, and I think putting all those together is where the perfect, mishmash of a video comes together.
Wow. So people in the audience, when we were talking about the secret sauce of video storytelling, this is the secret sauce. This is the ingredients that at least someone like Natasha, which is amazing. So you want to take a screenshot of this because definitely something you want to use for the future. And this is a question that I always like to ask to creative people. It's like, what can you tell me about your creative process? Because I always hear different answers because I've been saying this every time. Creative processes are unique, right? And I think the audience is curious to know what are your secrets that you're hiding about your creative process.
Okay. So one thing I realized very quickly when I started making videos was that there is no secret recipe that will work for everybody. So you kind of have to look at what are the ingredients other people use and then create your own secret sauce. So what I like about creativity and making videos is that there are no rules. There are no limits, you pretty much, you can do whatever you want once you know what the basics are. And I remember when we met back in Egypt in 2018, we were also doing event showcasing for a conference. I didn't know anything about video making. I had made a couple of videos. I was working with Windows Movie Maker, like I mentioned. And I was just figuring everything out during the conference itself. I was like, okay, how do I use this? How do I work with Premiere Pro? Or, how do I, I don't know, transfer files fast and stuff. I was figuring it all out as I was doing the work. And I was watching people around me. So I remember you were so professional and so good at what you were doing. And I think I was just observing and being like, what does he do? What is he doing? How does he make it so fast? How does he make it work and stuff like that? So I think my secret sauce just came from observing people around me and seeing what they do and what works for them. And what I've realized is that I don't use the same process for any two videos. I never go with the same, thing in mind, because I like to experiment and just see, okay, let's try this time, or let's try this time. So what I like to, what usually I like to start with is to imagine what I want the video to look like in the end. So before thinking of any of the building blocks and so on and stuff like that, just think about, okay, I'm sitting and watching it. What am I seeing? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? What kind of shots am I seeing and stuff like that? And this inspiration comes from different things. Sometimes it comes from a piece of music. So you hear it and you're like, oh my God, I need to make a video with this song. It needs to happen. And I know what it looks like because the song is there and the song becomes a central element of it. Or sometimes it comes from a story, right? That you have a great story to tell. And then you're like, okay, how do I incorporate this into a video? Or sometimes it comes when you just have one great shot. There have been so many times when I've just been, with my camera or with my phone, even just shooting, my friends doing stuff and, just goofing off and being themselves. And I just get this one shot that, somebody looks over their shoulder, or there's sunlight coming just right, or just something happening. And that inspires me to create a whole video around it. So I go okay, this needs to be in there. We'll figure everything else out. So as you can see, it's very diverse. It's all these different things that you try to use and stuff like that. And through all these experiments, one thing that has worked for me each and every time is to jump into the shower with an idea. So I've talked about this so much because I'm such a big believer of just making your ideas happen in the shower. Because I mean, when you're in the shower, it's you feel so confident because you're in your zone, If you're a shower singer, for example, you feel like you're the best singer in the world, no? And there's scientific reasoning behind that. It's all that water on your head, the blood circulation makes your head work better, and you feel, you're comfortable and safe, so you feel more confident. So in a way, it's like you are your best self in the shower.
Oh,
And if you jump into the shower with like, an idea like, okay, I want to come up with an idea for this video that I'm making, and you jump in and you just watch it happen. Like, I guarantee you will think better than you ever do when you're outside. So that is something that I always, always, always use. So I'm giving my big secret away. Try it out, and you can sue me if it doesn't work. No, please don't do it. I'm
wow.
getting too confident here.
I
But
was,
yeah, I think.
wow, definitely. You just made me think a lot. Definitely, I definitely agree now. I never thought about it, but it makes a lot of sense now. First of all, I also like to shower like for long periods of time, and I think that's the reason why, because I really like to think about what I'm gonna be working on the day.
Exactly.
It makes a lot of sense now that you're saying this. Wow, that's amazing. And the fact that you say that you are your best self when you're in the shower, also, that's a very nice quote. My social media team, please. That's the quote. By the way, before I think I would like you to give just like some advice to the audience, but I want to tell the audience, if you are watching, if you have questions for Nat, this is the time. We're gonna have some space in the end for questions. So let us know in the comments so that Danny and Pau can just share those questions to me. But oh my God, this is so good so far. Nat, so then what's your advice? What's your advice for these young creatives, or not so young?
So apart from jumping in the shower, I think I always have like these like kind of like 3 pointers of advice that I always give to anybody who's ever looking into getting into video storytelling or
Yeah.
any kind of storytelling actually. The first one is to gather all the tips that you can from experts. See what the experts are doing. You can find a bunch of videos on, like with really great creators on YouTube, where you can see what they do, what is the process they work with. Some people work with mood boards, some people work with storyboards and stuff like that. So like take that, see all these different elements, try everything, and then like go ahead and tell yourself, okay, like now let's make my own process. So I remember in the beginning, I learned a lot about like storyboarding, and I was like, okay, let's see how this works. So some creators literally like, they have their piece of music, they have their shots, and they plan each and every one, like how, filmmakers do it, or like music video producers do that, for example. And I tried that and it was fun. But then eventually, like once I got used to it, I could make them in my head. So it's like I did like, as long as it's a short enough video, it's very easy to just, make it inside your head, and you don't need like, anything physical, and you can just make it happen. So try out these different tips because they're making sense, but also don't feel like you're limited to them, just like take them, use them as guides, as references. And once you know how to work with them, you can break the rules and do whatever you want. The second tip would be to take your camera or phone or whatever device you use to film everywhere. Most of us already have our phones with us all the time. If you don't have it, you get a heart attack. So use it, like so many people click pictures and they take videos and they never watch them again. But don't do that. Like give yourself time to like, take them and like sit back and like look at what you can make out of them. Like how can you share them with the world? Because these things that you're collecting for yourself or for other people, whatever, you should be able to put them into a story and see what you can do with them. Because if they just stay rotting over there on your phone's memory or whatever, or filling it up, and you don't even look at them yourself, what is the point? You're just wasting time clicking them. And you could be experiencing life in that moment. So just take it everywhere with you. Just start shooting, shoot your friends, shoot yourself, document yourself doing your everyday stuff. And what I like to tell people is that a lot of people think like, oh, this has been done before, or like, what can I do that's unique? And it's like, you won't know until you start, right? And your perspective and whatever you're experiencing is unique as well. I tell myself, like, whenever I'm feeling like I don't feel like creating, I tell myself, you are never going to be 23 years old again, experiencing this pandemic along with everybody else, sitting in your hometown and everything. And you will never have these thoughts, these feelings, these fears again. So document that, because it's going to be a gift to your future self, essentially, if not for anything else or any commercial purposes. And I think the third one would be to just start now with whatever you have. a lot of times people doubt themselves and think, oh, I might not be good enough, or like I have a lot to learn, or there's just so much to figure out, and like the software is so hard to figure out and stuff like that. But imagine if the creator of your favorite film or book or video series, whatever, or favorite piece of music even, said that to themselves. And they said, oh, I'm not going to create it because like, this has already been done before, or like, oh, I'm procrastinating, or, I feel like I'm not good enough and stuff like that. Then you would never have that piece of art with you. So just whatever you create might end up becoming somebody else's favorite, or even your own favorite, which is like better than anything else, right? Self-love. Just start. Like, don't think so much about like, if you're going to be good enough or not, because like if everybody asks themselves that, we would never have any art, and the world needs more art, especially in this time. So those would be my 3 tips.
We were talking about this as we were preparing the show. I remember, and I think I shared this photo, a blog post about. I mean, it's important to find inspiration. You were saying, try tips from different experts, get that inspiration, and most of the times people are just afraid that it's like, oh, but this has been done before already. And I was sharing this with you, and it says like, yeah, it must have been done already, but it hasn't been done by you. So then there is something that you can try. That there's like that special touch that you can have that is going to make that project unique. Yes, it's inspired by, but then you're also adding have the chance to add that special touch that you can have. So definitely agree on this. Nice. So Nat's advice for people out there: just get started. Definitely. I'm also very curious for the next question, because I want to know, out of all the projects that you have done already, what is your favorite project at this point?
Oh my God.
Everyone has the baby.
Their baby.
Yes.
Oh God, I find this question so hard to answer, because it's not like I don't have one, but oh my God, it's hard to explain. So, when I'm creating a video, I put myself into it like 100%. I even forget to eat. I forget to drink water. I'm just like completely into it. No, Omar, I've seen you making videos as well. I've seen you going into that zone where you just forget about life outside of your computer. So I know that you relate with this. So when I'm creating it, it's like, I'm 100% into it. I put everything of myself into it, and I love it. I love the process of working on it. I love the process of just watching it, happen. But I love it until it's finished. And once it's finished, it's kind of like, let's move on to better things. So I don't know if I'm the only person who thinks like this. Maybe I'm a psychopath, but it's like, it's my baby until it's done. And once it's done, it's like, okay, it's over. Let's move on to the next one.
You know what's funny? There's 2 things I want to say. Yesterday, I was preparing the show. I was watching the baseball game, Major League Series. I found this tweet about this beauty producer that I follow, and he's like, "Well, I don't usually watch TV or sports, but he wrote this tweet. I just randomly found a commercial that I made on TV. Like, I create commercials, but I don't watch them." And I think that's the point. And I was like, wow, that's so true. I think for me it's also the same. I mean, I like to watch my videos, but it's like, again, I'm also looking forward for the next one. And I remember also one person, I forgot the name, but when asked, what's your favorite project? And she was like, oh, it's the next one.
Yes.
Whoa. So
that is the perfect way to describe it. It's like,
so
I mean, if you keep looking at your past work, and like if your favorite work is something you did in the past, like what's the point? If you're not improving as a creator, if you're not always looking forward to the next thing, if you're not always, like you should be able to look back at the video you made, let's say 6 months ago, and be like, I don't recognize this. I don't know who made this. Like, it doesn't feel like it was made by me, because you're growing so fast as a creator. So yeah, it's like, if you're stuck on your past work and you still believe it's your best work, it's time to do new work.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. That's a very nice answer. I loved it. Okay, so I'm moving to my last question. Again, the invitation for the audience, whoever is watching, if you have a question for Nat, this is your time. Nat, my next question is about like the future. So as maybe we have already mentioned, you are about to start a very interesting year in 2021 as the Global Vice President of Digital Marketing at ISEC International 2021. So we've been talking about storytelling today for quite a long time already. I want to know what's going to be that special touch that you're going to add to that specific term using storytelling, and not just for your next job next year, but also like in life. I want to know a bit about what your plans are for this.
Okay. So at the moment, all I have is ideas, and we're gonna have our planning for the whole, year as ASIC International in the next month. But the ideas that I do have are to basically be able to use the storytelling aspect that we have in ISEC, that so many people are familiar with, and take it to the next level. So we have been doing storytelling for ages, right? Mm-hmm. We've been doing it. We show these stories of the people who go on exchange with us, or the customers of ISEC. We show the stories of the members of ISEC, like you once were and I am, and stuff like that. And some people watching, I'm sure, are as well. And we've been doing this well for a while. But I believe like we stop telling these stories once these people get out of ISEC. So once somebody has been on exchange and they're back, or like once somebody has become an alumni after being part of the organization for some time, what happens then? And if you know a bit about ISEC in the whole vision and mission of ISEC, there's a document called the ISEC Way that talks about the fact that ISEC's impact in the world is basically indirect, because the impact happens once the person has left ISEC, or once a person has come back from their exchange. That's when they use the learnings that they got and turn it into something positive for the world, no matter what that might be. So what I want to show is those stories, like what happens after ISEC, and bridging the gap between what happens when you go on your experience or when you are a member of ISEC, and what do you do with it once you leave? Because there's a lot of alumni out there from the last 72 years that have amazing stories to tell. Like, I know that there are people who have found, their passion because of ISEC, or who have found their life partner because of ISEC, or, changed their country, or, all these different things. And I believe there are so many powerful stories we are creating that we never talk about. So that's one of the biggest things that I really want to work on. And I'm really excited for it. And I think apart from that, in my personal life, for sure, what I'm going to continue to do is to create at least one video every year, just documenting what my year was like. So I've been doing this for the past couple of years. I made a couple of videos, like one for 2018, one for 2019. I'm very interested to see how 2020 looks like, because it's a very unique year. So I'm just already scared about that project and how I'm going to make that work. But I want to do that every year, so that, like I said, when I'm 70 years old, I can look back on my life and just watch it all like a film reel, I think people say a lot of cultures have this concept that when you are, the moment before you die, your life flashes in front of your eyes. And I want to be able to see that before I die. I want to be able to see that every day, I want to be, even now, I want to look back and see what I was experiencing when 2018 was happening, and I was having this experience in this country and so on. Because I know for a fact that at this moment, I'm living through the best years of my life, and I want to be able to remember them when I can't remember things anymore, because I'm getting old. So I will create those every year, that's for sure. And apart from that, I have a lot of creative ideas that I want to do in all parts of the world. But if you want to see those, then you can just follow me on my channels, and you can have a look and see if I actually end up doing them, or if I'm just talking shit here.
Definitely recommend following. I'll share some details later on where can people find you. But wow, I'm just again I'm just listening to what you're saying. again, I want to look at those videos when I'm older than I'm now. And yeah, it's like, oh, that was a nice trip, or that was a very nice moment I had, or that was a very nice event I covered. I think that's also very good. So definitely, I really wish you like the best luck, the best of success in your upcoming term, and as in your life for sure. Like definitely, there is like I'll be seeing your life in the next videos, and I want to actually show the audience the video that you made for 2019 year. So the video is called Dear 2019. Trust me, you're gonna love it as much as I do. So Jorge, whenever you're ready.
On 31st of December 2018, I promised myself that I'd live 2019 like it's the last year of my life. Dear 2019, I want to write down all my fears and burn them to have a fresh start. I want to work with creative people from all around the world to create something unforgettable. I want to spend time in the mountains and to backpack and sleep in a different bed every night for a week straight. I want to spend time with my team and finish my year with them with love and laughter. And I want to move to a new country and be welcomed with open arms. I want to have a new team experience, even if it's partially virtual, because we know it'll be worth it when we're all together. I want to inspire people and challenge them to be better leaders. I want to work with people that give 100% of themselves and make it all worth it. And to celebrate every chance I get. I want to laugh until my stomach hurts. And make new friends and spend time with the old ones. I want to keep moving and never look back. But I also want moments where I can just breathe. And I want a year that I'm always going to remember. I know, it was a long list, but we made magic happen together. Love, Nat.
Goosebumps, amigos, friends, really goosebumps. This video is so beautiful. I think even Nat is crying right now. Jorge, as he was watching it backstage, he was like, wow. Nat, definitely, I'm a huge admirer of your work, the way you tell stories, the way you open yourself to the world. Definitely, this is one of the things I really admire about you as a person, about your work.
Thank you.
I'm
so
always
much.
going to be having my popcorn ready every time you release something, really watching everything you release. So here is the contact details of Nat. You can find her. She has a YouTube channel, Natashia Shukla. She has a LinkedIn if you want to reach out, Instagram as well, and amazing conversation today. There is one question from the audience, if we have still time. It's from a very old, very common friend that we have, you and me, Nat. Her name is Sumeda. You may know her. Hi, Sumeda. So, as we just watched this video, no, I think this makes even more sense now. And I know we have been talking about, but maybe there is an extra element that you add to your videos. But she asks, I'm a huge fan of your work. I want to know, what is your one secret to creating goosebumps-worthy content that strikes the right chord of your audience? And I know you have been talking about it, but maybe there is something you maybe didn't share with us today.
Okay. Okay, goosebumps. Okay, let's break it down. Like, what makes you feel goosebumps in your life? It's usually when you experience like a very strong, emotion, right?
Yeah.
So my tip would be to try to capture real emotion in your videos. And there's different ways to do it, because like sometimes if you're like, working with your friends or even by yourself, there are some people who are very comfortable on camera, like they can be, you might have seen in that video, there were some friends of mine that were dancing and just, coming super close to the camera. I can't do that personally. I go like, oh my God, no, I belong on the other side of the camera. So use those people, because they will make your story come alive and they will make it, look like fun.
Yeah.
And the other tip is to shoot when people don't know you're shooting. So I do that a lot, and my friends got very used to it, so they got very comfortable with cameras. But in the beginning, I was, turning up with cameras when they don't expect it. Like, not in weird places like the bathroom or something, but like, we're out and they don't know that I have a camera, and it just pulls out and like I'm capturing something. In those moments, you capture things like, candid, real emotions, as people like to call it.
Yeah.
So when people don't know you're taking the video and they look back and they go like, oh my God, I had no idea you were shooting. That's the moment they will have goosebumps, because they'll be like, wow, like I had no idea. And even a viewer who was not in the video themselves would be able to see that. This is like a real, genuine moment that's happening out there. It's honest, So use people that are comfortable with the camera and be candid and surprise your friends. But take permission if you're in Europe, because GDPR.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I think that's very important as well. Nat, it's been a huge honor, pleasure to have you join today. Definitely.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. Thank you so much for joining today.
Again.
So there you go, friends. Natashia Shukla. You can find her on social media. Follow her on everywhere. Definitely. My advice, my recommendation. What?
See you, Nat.
Yeah, even Jorge is. So thank you very much. I'm gonna jump into the last section. Thank you very much for joining today. I'll be seeing you, talking to you very soon. But oh my God, how was that conversation? How was? I think it was absolutely amazing. I told you it was gonna be a good show. Even though we had some technical meltdowns in the beginning, but it's part of the process. So let me just go to the last section of this episode, which is the takeaways. So if I were to give you 5 takeaways of this episode, this could be them. The first thing, the first two come from chapter 5 of retrospective. The first one is, we are facilitators of our own creative evolution. But evolution takes time and follows no schedule. So you need to know that you need to keep moving forward. You need to keep learning new skills. You need to explore more and get inspired from more resources, so that you can actually improve the work that you're doing. And it's only after few years that you realize that there's been a lot of evolution. No, it takes time, and it doesn't happen overnight. So definitely, if you are starting your career as a creative, it's gonna take time, a lot of patience, but definitely once you have done put the work and then you look back, believe me, you even get surprised at the things that you have achieved. The second point is we've been talking about storytelling today. Storytelling is the most powerful way to put ideas into the world today, hands down. There is no better way to communicate an idea than by using storytelling. This is the reason why we enjoy movies so much. This is why we enjoy watching TED Talks so much. So use storytelling, definitely, and you believe me that you're gonna be able to connect with more people in the future. And that's the next point, which is, I was telling this during the Let's Get Hacky section, which is functional storytelling. So storytelling starts with your brain. So then, as people are listening to your story, you need to be able to pick the story that you want so that you can release the hormones that you wish in that specific person that you're talking to, so that you can get the exactly desired effects that you want. All right, so if you want to build that connection with people or a specific audience, use storytelling, find a way that you are actually going to make this connection with people. The fourth point is video storytelling is all about putting feeling at the center of everything. We're displaying this chart, and I think Nat talked about it amazingly. Once you put the feeling first, and then you add all the elements around it, you can be able to create videos like the ones Nat showed us, no? So that it's gonna make people feel more connected to the story that you wanna share. And last, the best ideas often come from the most unexpected ways. So as Nat was mentioning, for her it's in the shower. I think for me it's also in the shower. I just realized it today. But definitely find that thing that makes your creativity like explode. No, for some people it's maybe by just having some coffee or maybe just walking around the streets, traveling. But creativity is everywhere. So storytelling is not something that you are born with. Like being a good storyteller is not like, oh, I was born with as a great storyteller. Like it's a process that you need to go through. You need to get better at it. So find the ways to find inspiration from many places, and you'll be able to tell stories that will make people really connect with you. Okay, so that brings me to the last part. Thank you very much, everyone. First of all, thank you for all your support during this episode. It was a very challenging beginning, but I think we managed to sort things out. Thank you again for all your feedback. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for reaching out to tell us that you really like what we're doing. We are just trying to be helpful in these times. We want to encourage people to get out there, to really put themselves out there, just like what we're doing right now. It hasn't been easier nowadays to put yourself out there by either a live streaming or whatever it is. Just do it. And I think this show is going to help you, kind of like encourage you to get better at maybe live shows or something like that. So definitely thank you for all your kind words. I also want to thank my amazing team. Jorge, you have been doing an amazing job today. Definitely putting all the fire down. It was definitely a huge chaos, but we managed to work it out. Huge work, Jorge. Congratulations. Also to Danny and Pau, who have been helping us amazing from Monterrey in the north of Mexico. Also helping us drive the conversation on YouTube, and all those amazing special social media posts all around. It's because of them. Thank you. This project would not be the same without you. And last but not least, Nat, again, amazing conversation. Wow, I'm shaking because it was a lot of things that I made a connection with, and I really hope to see you in the future and to keep working with you in the future. So yeah. So last comments. Next week we are heading to the second half of Lights, Camera, On Air. We have again special guest. We're going to make the announcement very soon, but definitely, again, very interesting conversation that we have been preparing. Actually, the next 5, it's going to be a super, super great conversations. Just tune in and you'll find out more. So follow us on social media at Showcaser Media to find more information about the show. Thank you very much. Now we're closing this episode with Julia Samokina playing the saxophone for us. See you very soon. Take care and goodbye. Now we are off the air. See, on air, off air.